What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 1% Podcast. As always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and thank you guys for showing support. Thank you guys for showing love on every single episode. If you are here, please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this episode. I have the full crew of the Journey Podcast. How we doing, guys?
Hello, brother.
This might be the only time I might ever get you guys all in one spot.
Probably right.
I feel like this might be the
I
only
fucking hate these guys.
this might be the only time anybody has definitely has ever gotten us, the three of us,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, me and Jake have done some. Me and
Yeah,
you have
we
done
did.
them.
Yeah.
You've done solo. You've done solo. I've done solo.
Wow. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah,
cuz.
this is cool stuff, cuz.
Yeah, it's
Excited.
I was preparing for this episode and I wanted to try to go as deep as possible just because it's, November was Men's Mental Health Month, and I know that we are people that go and never really take a time to reflect or look back into our life. And I guess the first question I wanted to go into is, you guys are, in my eyes, all in respective rights of successful people, whatever your definition is. How has, from the first time you guys started your journey in the beginning, how has your definition of success changed over time?
This guy's a doctor.
Definition of success. For me, it started with, I would say, expectations, where I would tell myself, when I get this thing, it's going to make me happy, or I'm going to be good, or I'm going to, had my I made it moment, right? So I set an expectation. I got that thing. So usually when you set out to do something and then you get it done, that's success. That would be labeled as success in society. What I realize, those things that you told yourself are going to make you happy, in the future, they don't make you happy. Because it might make you feel good temporarily, but it's not long lasting. Because if you are a driven person that is motivated by wanting more and being great and you don't want to settle, you're going to naturally want more. So that was for me, you know what I'm saying? So I thought success was getting the things I told myself I wanted. But I think success now is, I think it's something that you just have to, understand that the process of success is just a learning curve, It's if you can grow and learn from past mistakes and look at yourself and be a better version of yourself and be more smart and don't make the same mistake twice, that's where success is for me. When I see growth inside myself, not what I'm doing on the outside,
Yeah.
I like that, cuz. I'm a little tired, so I'll probably keep my...
Oh, wake the fuck
I'll
up,
probably
bro.
keep my answers a little...
Wake up. You go back to
shorter,
California in 2 days.
I would just say, bro, success is just being content. Contentment, bro. I never heard that word up until 30 days ago when I started getting into this book. And, bro, that's a big thing about this book is just, contentment. That word comes up a lot, being content. That for me is success, bro. I just want to, how can you be happy with what you have? That's pretty much it, bro. But I genuinely mean that. I know that's a really small thing. I genuinely mean how can I truly be happy with what I currently have? If I didn't have another dollar, another this, another that, can I still be happy? I think that's true success. And I think if someone is truly happy with whatever they have, they're the richest person in the world. Some people would say you have to be a guy like Wes Watson, bro. There's an awesome video of this guy, of Wes Watson, who's this ultra douchebag. If I don't like one person in the world, it's him. Respectfully, I respect him. No, I don't. Actually, I don't respect him.
Guy's a dick.
Guy's a dick.
Guy's a jerk off.
Yeah, but basically, bro, there's just this guy that is telling people what success is, and it's fucking driving a Bugatti and having money and fucking every sexy bitch and then there's another guy on stage that has a family, and the guy that has a family, you could just tell, is infinitely happier than Wes, even though Wes has money, I think the narrative we need to lose the narrative that money makes you successful. That's so not true at all. I think money, actually, it's funny, in the Bible, it speaks a lot about you'll get the reward you want. If you seek money, you'll get money, but you should seek something greater. Right, I'm seeking peace. I'm seeking prosperity. I'm seeking God. That's the real reward. Family, connection. It's if you make money your God, you'll get money, but it'll be it's like, for what good a man if he gains the world but loses his soul? You know, so I just think content is true success.
I think number one, something to take from, because I was going to say happiness too, right? I think it's something to be said that all three of us in one way or another said that success is happiness. Now that happiness is subjective, just like being rich is subjective, and just like being successful is subjective. Me personally, I'm not going to sit here and say, and not that you're saying this, but I'm not going to sit here and say that money's not important, because it is. Yeah. We all know that. It's a vehicle, though.
For sure.
It's just one vehicle, and I would like to have multiple vehicles in my garage at some point, you know? And money's one of those vehicles that leads to success, but there's a lot of other things that could lead to success, and that shit really just like starts from within, and you have to. Success to me is security, you know. Success to me is not really having to worry about. I'm always gonna worry about things, but not have to worry about like where the next meal is coming from, or what, do I have my car today, or can I put gas in my car today, or you know, anything like that. And like that's kind of financial in a way. But it also like affects your mental because I've made a lot of money. I've not had money before. I've been on both sides of the spectrum, and no way have I ever been like rich. But I've had money. I haven't had money, and that doesn't really make you successful. You make yourself successful. Like your perspective on the world is your reality, you know, and you really need to take the fucking blinders off and really just like look in the mirror and figure out like what makes you happy, and that's what success is. So it's not just like there's no definition to it. It's different for everybody. Yeah. You know, for me personally, when I was a kid, I used to always think about who I was going to be at 30 or 40 or 50 years old, and I still look at those things. And I just turned 30, you know, and I'm nowhere near where I thought I was going to be. So like in a way that makes me feel unsuccessful, but then also I think about 20-year-old me looking at me now would cry, you know, be like, holy shit, I can't believe you did what you said you were going to do, and you keep on doing it. So I think in part success is making the younger you happy and making the younger you proud, and being able to look back on it and be like, wow, I'm doing what I said I was going to do, whatever that happens to be, and just finding that from within and not anywhere else. Yeah. Just find it from anywhere else. It's superficial. It doesn't hold any weight. If you're happy because other people are telling you your shit is good, or likes and comments and all that different types of shit, like, nah, bro. You got to be happy with what you put out. Hope everybody else fucks with it, or whatever. That just so happens to be what we do, so I'm talking from that perspective. But whatever the case may be, as long as you can wake up every day and love yourself, right? Success is love. Success is happiness. Success is contentment. Success is security. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not the easiest question to answer, you know?
It's funny. I think the people that are truly like the most like in worldly successful, like the most like fame, most money, it's usually not something they ask for. They're not striving for it, right? Like a Britney Spears, her dad, she was like put into this system. You know, she wasn't asking for that. It made her batshit crazy. Amy Winehouse, she didn't know, bro. You know, like she didn't know what she was doing when she signed. She was so good at singing. She's so in love with the process. Yep. That because she just became, bro, they were offering her $1 million a show, she wouldn't even go. Yeah. Like she'd have a show booked for $1 million, she would just, I don't want to go. I'm anxious, you know. Like
I feel like we think that fame is success.
Yeah.
And bro, like I could tell you right now, I love getting recognized. I love people saying like, yo, I love what you do. You've changed my life. You do this, that, and the third. But in no way, shape, or form do I ever want to be A-list famous. I promise you. I promise I do not want to have to worry about not being able to go get a cup of coffee. I promise you, like, I don't want to, and I know that that comes with a certain level of success in a way, so that kind of comes, so even if you don't want it and you don't ask for it, doesn't mean it's not going to come, because that just kind of comes with, like, what we do, but in no way, shape, or form do I ever want to be the person that, like, the paparazzi is dying for me to leave the dinner. I want to be friends with the people that the paparazzi hates. Yeah. The paparazzi loves to see leaving the dinner, and I want to be at that dinner with them, but in no way, shape, or form do I want to be, or do I correlate fame with success. And I feel like that's like that's what a lot of people in this social media era like strive for, just to be famous.
Success is becoming successful and then realize that everything you thought about success was all bullshit. Kind of like similar to what you said.
That's literally a perfect statement, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, I don't even have anything else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, because this is something I think about a lot, because like I guess the way my definition is like doing something that you love, you know, like doing the thing that really, when you wake up in the morning, it was similar to like a quote that you posted the other day where it was like, I realized about like serving others and how that made you feel, you know, and it's like, that to me has changed over time. It's like, at one point I thought it was being recognized and, you know, having people say, oh, like I love your videos or whatever, but I think it's truly, as I take a look at it now, for me, it's just doing something that you find pure bliss and joy in. You know, it's not just like waking up every day and just doing a job that so mundane that you hate, and like that's part of the reason why, you know, working at if you guys don't know, I mean, I told John this, but like I work at a pizzeria, and a lot of those guys, they will never find comfort. Like they will never find, from an outsider's perspective looking in, like they will never find happiness because they're waking up every day and doing the same job, and it's like they're doing it for a long period of time, and it's like when you're in it, you can kind of just see, you know what I mean, that they're not happy. Or
I'll give you an example, bro. I worked in a pizzeria for fucking 5 years, and the pizza guy where I worked, did he work 70 hours a week? Yeah. But he's not from here, okay? And he was making $1,500 to $2,000 a week and sending that shit back home to his family. I promise you he was happy. Promise. It's all about perspective. Yeah. I promise you he was happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it goes to, I see validity in what you're saying though, because maybe he wasn't that wasn't a situation. I think you said it before too, bro, which is like everyone's definition of success is different. And I think that's the important thing that people don't understand about life is like, bro, like no, we don't have, not one of us has the same genetic makeup. Like, bro, I'm not, like none of us look the same. How is that possible? You know what I'm saying? I've seen two Shih Tzus, I've seen two German Shepherds. They look pretty fucking alike. No two people look exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think, bro, like life is supposed to be this customizable thing, and it's our job to figure out what success means to us, and it's our job to stumble along the way and realize what we thought was success was not success, and that we're willing to pick up something else and try again. That's success, bro, is the guy that can just fucking get beat down every single day, not get anything for it, and just keep coming, keep trying. That's success, bro.
Yeah, that's similar to like to that point. That's similar on each of your journeys. Like it's the getting back up, the resiliency of like, you know, 10 years. You know, you've been building it so far, and you know that you guys are coming up on like what 4 or 5 years now. You guys been doing the pod.
Officially, we just passed 2. Officially, it started in 2020, but like. When me and Jay came together and, you know, joined forces, it was November 2022.
Yeah, that's crazy. This next one kind of goes into like a little bit, but when was the last time that you guys were proud of yourself?
We go last. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, self-worth. Self-worth was always something like I struggled with. Like it'd always take people telling me, like, you're doing good for me to even really think about it. Because, like, I don't know, like, it goes back to, like, what do you value success, right? And then our success is, like, for happiness and what we're going to do, you know? It's like, I don't know, man. For me, it was just, like, I mean, the most viral clip is a scary place to be when everyone's, you know, when you telling you how good you're doing, you don't think you're doing good. And for me, like, that's usually what it is.
You still think you're there? You still thinking you're...
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, to an extent. I'm not, like... I'm proud of the way, like, I think I'm, like, living my life and the I know the impact I am having. It doesn't do anything for me internally. Like messages and stuff, certain ones, right? They might hit home, maybe the kids with the mom and stuff like that with me. And it's like, damn, like what I am doing is pretty cool. Like I really like this kid's 14 years old. His mom just died 2 weeks ago. And like, I talked to him and he's like saying, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So like, there are moments, like I'm proud of those moments, but I mean, this shit, yes, I'm proud of it, but like, bro, it's hard to like, when you're in it, it's hard to really be proud of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to see the fruits of your labor, like when they're actually coming. It helps with optimism. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm more optimistic because things are happening for us and it seems like the future is a little bit brighter. But I mean, Jake and I have conversations all the time where like we forget what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then we're like, bro, holy shit. You know, like the rooms we've been in, the people we've met, the fucking the journey of this entire thing, like it's fucking insane what we're doing. Like we're really like, bro, if there was a documentary on this shit, it would be really cool. Like once we fucking get to the top, you know. So when I sit there and I say that, yeah, I could be proud, but on the day to day, no, I'm never like that proud of what I'm doing because I don't know, like what is me being proud of myself? What does that do for me? If anything, it's just gonna make me a little bit complacent. To me.
I guess like the awareness of it though, and not noticing it, and to me, I would look at that as like a little bit of self-sabotaging. Like you're not aware of what you're building or the impact that you're having, or like how far you've came. You know, like even that's why I feel like photos or videos from the first time to now. I think that's a great example of history there. Like,
yeah, but like that doesn't do anything for me. Like the job is not. It's well from finished.
Well, I want to interject. I think that it can do something. It's just about getting in a good state of mind.
Yeah, but it's not like I think I'm doing bad.
Right.
I don't think I'm doing bad. I'm not in a bad state of mind.
Right.
But I'm not on my high horse about like the shit I'm doing because one, I know I could I could do more too.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like I know I can do more. So that's where that like self-worth comes in because it's like I got this far, but like there's a part of me that regrets it because it's like, yo, imagine like you went the extra mile all the time. Imagine you did more. Imagine you put in a little more effort. Imagine you got better at like editing. Imagine you posted on these you know what I'm saying? So like I'm just always in this like I know I can do more. Because at the end of the day, bro, like this is like my baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I'm always like so fucking anal about everything. Because I'm like, bro, I mean, this is all I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't have basketball anymore. I don't have the fucking training. I don't have the coaching. Like this is all I have. So there's part of me where I'm like, if I don't get to where I want this thing to go, I can look back and be like, yo, I didn't do everything I could possibly do. So it is almost, yeah, I don't think it's a self-sabotage. I think it's me having that awareness that I can be better, you know?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I guess in that statement, like my mind is telling me like I mean, and it happens to all of us, but it's like, it's constantly worrying about like what's next.
Yeah.
And it's like failure to be present, you know? Do you see it from that lens? You don't see it from that lens?
Not really. I'm present with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm present with the journey. I'm fucking locked in all the time. I just know that this shit can be, bro. I think this shit could be like the biggest shit ever.
I feel you because I'm sitting here, bro, thinking, and it's not funny, but it's funny. I don't think I've ever been proud of myself, not one time. I feel like I've always found some fucking reason somewhere in any of the little success that I've had. It's never an A+ in my head. It's never a 10 out of 10. I'm always thinking that shit could be fucking done better. I'm always thinking like I feel like I always fucking like relate these types of things to like back to West Bay because he's one of those like from that side of my life that like grounds me a little bit. I did 2 pairs of shoes. We had no shoe manufacturer. We had no history in making shoes at all, nothing. He was like, yo, I want to do a pair of shoes. I'm like, all right, cool. He goes, find the manufacturer. I found it. We made the shoes. Some of them I was happy with, some of them I wasn't happy with. And I would sit down and have a conversation with him. I'm just down on myself. And he'll look at me and be like, bro, you know you found that manufacturer on the whim? Like we made 300 pairs of shoes just like that. You're not like happy. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, nah, because this one wasn't right. That one, there's always something, bro. There's always, and I hate that about myself. I do, but I also feel like it's a superpower at the end of the day. Sometimes I feel like it's a superpower, bro, and then some days I don't because then I look back on it, and then I always preface to say that 19-year-old me would literally walk in this room right now and have a fucking heart attack looking at me, being like, holy shit, you know? So I always like to preface to say that, but I honestly don't think that I've ever been proud of myself. I've thrown pop-ups. I've sold out. I've sold $20,000 worth of clothes in a day. I've sold $50,000, $60,000 worth of clothes in a month. And I hate to like like drop like finances, but people will look at that and be like, damn, you're not proud of that. I'm just like, no, because it could be so much more. You could always do so much more. It's like bro, I always, for some reason, look at the glass half empty in a sense. At least for the past couple of years, I have, to the point where I would focus on if I throw a pop up and and it's sold out. I'm not focused. Unfortunately, I'm not focused on who's there. I'm focused on who's not. I go to another city. I go to LA and I go to that mall that's on it's on Santa Monica. It's all the way down, and I love it so much. And I walk in there and I look at all the people out there and I think to myself, none of these people even know I exist. I'm not doing something right. You know? And then the other part to me, the only part to me that makes me proud, and I don't even do enough of it, is, in my opinion, is inspiring people. Like, I feel like what you said, like the kid messaged you, lost his mother at 14 years old, and you're that. Like, I get a lot of messages on that realm of scope of things that I talk about, and I've been through this, and thank you. Like, in a way, I feel proud about that, for sure, because we're helping people. And I didn't have anybody like that for me at that age, or even now, to even talk to or really look up to like that. But I just came to a realization right now, as you said, I don't think I've ever been proud of myself at all, ever, not once. I've always been mediocre. And I say that, I love myself, I say that with as much love as I possibly can, because I was a B-plus student. That's mediocre, it's average. I was a mediocre basketball player, but I was always bigger than everybody else. I was like good defensively, not good offensively. Like, I was a good fighter, but I wasn't a great fighter. I've always been mediocre. And I think it's just instilled to me to think that, like, I'm still mediocre now, even though I'm not. Even though I know I've surpassed a lot of people in a lot of things that are in my specific niche, you know. But I feel like I don't know if that's an insecurity. I don't know if that's some childhood trauma. I don't know if that's some old relationship trauma, my abandonment wounds, whatever the case may be that bleeds onto my life now. But for the most part, I don't think I've ever been proud of myself, and I don't know what it would take to be proud, honestly. And that's just me being straight up, but I don't think I've ever been proud, bro. It's sad to say.
Do you think you'd be proud, because you stated that you're not proud of yourself because you feel like you've always been mediocre? Do you feel like you'd be proud if you knocked the shit out of the park one day?
Well, what's the definition of that?
That's literally
What's the definition of knocking the shit out of the park, though?
I was gonna.
Well, you not being, bro. I would
Specifically?
What do you like? I don't know. A Kanye West Stronger. I don't think you could pick that apart. Like a piece of art that's truly beautiful.
I think I'll be proud. Like, okay, yeah. I feel like with clothing, it's very easy to nitpick and pull some shit apart.
Yeah, but you're not. You told me yourself. You said you're not even really the clothing guy. Like, you're a storyteller, but you use
That's just
clothing
the
right
medium,
now.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It's a good question, because you know what? Now sitting here thinking about it, I think that if I was to like write a film or a movie or a TV show that was like got critical acclaim and I won an award for it and I was able to go up and have an Oscar speech or some shit, which I've thought about. Like, I think about shit like that all the time. What would I say? Who would I thank? Like, yada. Then maybe I'll end it and we could clip back. Maybe this would be the most viral clip in 20 years or 10 years, where we clip back to this and I clip to that and I'm like, yo, by the way, I'm finally proud of myself. Like, yeah, maybe. You know?
You just made a really sick clip if that happens.
Yeah. I've always said that I want to write the
He's
fucking.
gonna have like the white beard and shit.
Yeah.
Could be 70 years
I'm
old.
finally proud of myself.
You know,
Like Avi, I'm
All
finally
that rolling
proud.
rooster
Finally,
and
you
fucking
know?
Shogun paid off.
Outside of Ellen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. That was gonna be my follow up. What would it take? Like, what would it take to finally be proud?
That's the scare. It's a scary question for somebody like me who has always just not been. I don't want to say happy, because I've had glimpses of happiness for sure. Haven't been in a really long time. That's like a whole nother topic of conversation. Yeah. But what it's gonna take? Yeah, bro. That probably, or something like you said, that I create something that's just so undeniable, where you're just like, and I hate to say that, because getting validation from other people is also super toxic. But like, we live in a world and we exist in a creative field where we have to get validation from other people in order to succeed, and I hate that. But it is what it is, and we ask for this shit, so whatever. I don't have that answer. I could say that, and who knows how long that's gonna take. So it's a lifelong journey, bro. You know.
Whenever you do, give me a call. We'll talk about it.
You got it. You get the exclusive.
Do you have an answer?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I just like, bro. I want to stick by what I said about success, being content.
Yeah.
I think that I think that proudness, like I see your side, like okay, like pride, right? It's not good, right? So I see that there's a level of it that wouldn't make any sense because it's like, what do I even do with that feeling? Um, I see your side of it, right? Like, oh well, I always feel like there's another thing that you can do. There's always another because when I make YouTube videos or I'm always like, oh, there could be, but I've also had moments where things lined up, bro. Like the perfect fucking you're cutting a clip and you're like, oh my god, I said that shit. Like, bro, I watch myself back. I'm like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio with my mouth, bro. I'm a football player. Like, I don't even know how I say the things I say some fucking times. All of us.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm not proud of myself often, but I definitely get proud of myself for sure. I mean, bro, I was proud of myself. I did a 72-hour fast this weekend. I was fucking proud of myself. That's not easy to do. Like
I was proud when I did that too. I'm not gonna lie, but I just took it more in a deeper sense, like just long-term proudness that I've just never felt.
Yeah, well, I see that, but then I would recommend then working on that because I think if you don't like, I think that's a habit, bro. Like, I think feeling proud is literally an action that's a habit, and if you don't feel proud that often, you're literally like personality wise in that like Kobe Bryant, relentless Tim Grover place where guess what, bro? You're never going to feel proud. Like there's always going to be the next thing. Now I have that. We all have that. But I'm in the state right now where I was just saying before, success is like being truly content. And that is something for me I'm trying to really hit right now because I don't want to be like Michael Jordan. I don't want to be like I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio. David Goggins. Bro, I want a family. I want to go to my son's baseball games. I want a wife that I can support and help her with whatever she needs. I want to help my friends with whatever they need. Yeah, Jake, come help me build this pool. Jake, come do this thing. I want to, if someone stops me on the street to say, Jake, your clip saved my life, I don't want to be so worried about getting to the next podcast because this is more important than the next podcast. I saved this guy's life. I want to be able to have time in life to like relax, like chill out, I think California helped with that. There's a level out there of like this moving to California. There's like a level of relaxation, this like chill. It's more chill over there. That I think just like the subconscious effect of that helped me realize like, yo, we have to relax, bro. We got to truly like relax. And I think in those, and like there's something that happens when there's a sunset, that the sun sets in the west and it looks like you're in a fucking Amalfi Coast, Italy movie. And we just do a podcast with Nick Nayersina. And then we do Rami the Icon and we're back to back, TikTok's hitting. Of course I feel fucking proud in that moment.
It was funny. We even had that conversation.
Yeah.
That night.
We did. Yeah, we did.
I said kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to be happy until it's fucking Theo Vaughn sitting across from me.
Yeah.
And I know it's not like good, but like to John's point, like that, it feels like a superpower because like I just know like, bro, like I'm not going to stop until I get there because I know I can get there.
It's also bittersweet though. It's not going to twist it because I do want to be fucking like happy.
No, but that's what
so I'm trying
saying.
to
Like,
figure out like what
am,
that even.
I am proud of it, but it's just like I'm not like. There's people that are just so like prideful about what they do, almost egotistically.
Yes.
Like I'm never the guy that goes around telling people what I'm doing. Like you either see what I'm doing or you hear what I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. Yeah. I stopped doing that. Because I caught myself, you and me both. We used to catch ourselves, and that was an insecurity when the pod was just starting. It's like we had to fucking convince people that this was special.
Yeah.
And we got to the point where like, bro, we know this shit is special, so I'm not going to tell you anymore what I'm doing. Because one, you don't get it. We speak a different language. And two, you don't give a fuck. And I care so deeply about this shit. So that's why I stopped trying to like be like prideful in that sense, because I felt like it was an insecurity. 100%. Like, why am I trying to get validation from this person? You know? So now when it's people that come up to me, I'm like, yeah, bro, we're doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? We're doing good. We're doing cool shit. You know, so yes, I am proud of it, but I'm not gonna stand on that hill yet.
No,
you know.
I can relate to that, bro, because when COVID, when I lost the restaurant job that I was doing in COVID, and I started doing that war, and like it finally started to like pick up to the point where I could do it as my full-time career, and like once the world started to open back up a little bit, the restaurant that I worked in is a neighborhood that I live in. So I used to see a lot of people. I used to go into the restaurant. I used to go get coffee. I used to go around the restaurant. I used to just be in the neighborhood, and people ask me like, "Yo, what are you doing now?" And I would just like, I would just say like I own a clothing brand. They would be like, "What?" I'd be like, "What do you mean, what? Did you not hear me?" You know?
Bro, so I saw this clip, bro. This clip was fire. It was like a bottle of water in an airport, $7, right? But a bottle of water, it's fucking CVS is $1. A bottle of water here is $3. A bottle of water, it's like, bro, so like you're just not in the actual place that values you. Yeah. When I'm in California, bro, and I show people that I have 600,000 followers, they treat me like I'm a god. Yep. When I'm in New York, all right, move on, go fuck yourself, you know? Yeah. And that's not me saying that, look at me. I don't care about the followers. I'm just saying when I'm over there and I tell someone I'm a videographer or I do social media, they go, oh, cool.
Yeah.
When I tell someone here, they look at me like I have 28,000 heads. So it's this thing like, bro, you're in the. It's not that you're not valuable. You're in the wrong environment.
Well, Virgil has one of the greatest quotes that I've ever heard in my life, and he put it together ever so simply, bro. And I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, "You take a fucking candle, and you put it in someone's house or in a room, and it's just a candle." He goes, "You take that same candle, and you put it in a place that is white walls, bright lights, and it's a piece of art."
Yeah.
You know. And I just remember, I think he said candle. I could be butchering that, but that's the concept. It changed the way I looked at shit, bro. Changed the way I looked at shit for real, and it's just piggybacking off what you just said.
Yeah.
It's all about your environment and other people's perspective on you based on that environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But also, wouldn't it be like a perspective on yourself? Like, yeah, I have a clothing brand, but like owning up that you have a clothing brand, and not like, oh, not trying to convince somebody, but like saying like, this is what I do. And I feel like if there's a certain level of confidence that you bring to it, I feel like people would accept it, or maybe like not respect it more, but they'd be like, oh, okay. You know, yeah. in a sense where they're not like, oh, like.
Well, then there's obviously other people that I would run into, or even now, that don't even start off by saying, what do you do now? They already know what I do now, and I didn't tell them. So in that way, it's definitely a confidence booster, and then I could confidently be like, yeah, or maybe it's the way I word it when I say I own a clothing brand. Maybe I should come out and say I'm a fashion designer, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, whatever the fuck. They hear clothing brand and they're like, what?
Yeah.
You know? So it could be the way that I word it, but it could also be my perspective. It could be the way my insecurities and the way that I feel. Because I feel like that, bro, I feel like that also, and again, coming to another revelation here, and I hate to always like go back 10 years, but like my first girlfriend that I was ever with left me when I decided that I wanted to rock with the clothing brand instead of going and getting the construction job. And that's like probably a wound that I never ever really healed. So I'm just subconsciously downplaying being a clothing brand owner, you know, because the person that I loved so much back then that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with was just like, you don't want to take your father's cosign and go get paid to be a construction worker. You'd rather like follow your dream, and your dream is to be a clothing brand owner while you're delivering fucking pizza. Yeah, nah, I'm out. And in my head, it just kind of just like knocked me off. Bro, it took fucking 5 years after that to even remotely see $1. That's that perseverance that we talk about. But still, like, you know?
5 years.
Bro, it took from fucking, that shit happened when I was
not
20.
$1.
Bro, that shit happened when I was 21 years old. So it was 2016. So when we broke up, right? So that's fucking, we're about to be in 2025. So you're talking about 8 years ago. 4 years after that, not 5, because it was 2020. And it's still like 2020 still wasn't like the best. It showed a little bit. It was really 2021, let's say, that I really started to be like, oh shit, okay, all right, cool. Like this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. You know? And see how much, that's a lot of time to like sit there and reflect. And bro, there were times where I didn't make clothes for 6 months during that time. Like I just couldn't like actually work and money and whatever the fuck, you know? So just long story short, I just feel like maybe it's just a wound that I have that I just never was able to like be proud of what I do for a living. even though I get celebrated now for my mother understands it, my family, everybody loves it. I wore this and I wore that and you know, whatever the fuck, locally anyways. But that's definitely like a problem that I have for sure.
I'm trying to think about for myself. I think it actually came recently. I think it's when I think it's the feedback that I got from the Lilo's episode. I think that's where I started to take a look at myself, like, and really understand or like digest. Granted, it didn't do the most views, but I think getting a text from my mom and having her telling me like, "Yo, you looked really like you were comfortable and you look like you've been doing it for a long time." And it's like right now I don't view. I think that I'm getting better as like an interviewer, but I think that episode and like hearing if you listen to the end of the episode, he's like, I think that this is going to be really great someday because like I see that you're great already. And even after and before, he was like, these are some incredible questions. Like I've never really been asked this before, and I guess just to hear that like confirmation. Part of it is seeking external validation, but I think when you
It's necessary.
you get a little confirmation like that, and like you've told me a couple of times like the episode was really great, or hearing it from you guys. But I think that was probably one of the first times that I really felt proud of myself, even though it didn't do the most grand-esque views or it wasn't in the public eye.
It's not always about that.
But for myself at least, I think that's probably was the last time that I felt proud of myself for sure.
It's dope.
What is a part of yourself that you guys are still trying to understand and comprehend?
A part of me that I'm trying to understand.
No, I'm still trying to figure out who I am.
I don't know. I think I know who I am. I think I know who I am. Understand.
I don't know. I think that like I'm still trying to understand myself. How do I word it? Mentally, in a way, because I still deal mentally.
Why are we still so neurotic?
Why am I still so manic about certain things? Yeah. Why can't I be so stoic sometimes? Why am I so emotional? Why do I really give a fuck, or I don't give a fuck? And I'm gonna be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, it's me really giving a fuck. If I don't give a fuck, it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare, and I'm still trying to understand why everything is a fucking 150 miles per hour with me. Why do I care so much about people that maybe have not gave a fuck as much as me, and why do I always give more, and why do I just like always fucking get caught up in myself and my head and my emotions and like let people take me out of character? And that's not like a very manly thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's probably where some of my insecurity comes from. Like and the only part, and it's because I'm like trained in it, I guess, the only part somebody will never take me out of character is like physical combat. I've never like thrown a first punch before. Like you gotta come at me, and then it is what it is. It's on. But like I'm a very composed person.
More emotionally, you're saying.
In a situation like that,
you could take like a girl could be 90 pounds. They could just set you off.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
It's just like
I have an answer for that.
Just like my emotions, dude. I still deal with it on like a fucking day-to-day basis, man. And what's even crazier about it is that I used to not be so self-aware about it, right? And then I used to think, okay, now I'm self-aware. So now we could, when those situations arise, we'll be able to sit there, take a breath, and then act accordingly. And nah, bro, I still fucking get manic, and I still fucking go I'm a psychopath sometimes, bro. In a good way on certain things, where I'll get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning if I have a fucking idea and I gotta send you a fucking voice note, or I gotta go write some shit down because I know I'm gonna forget about it. So like it's I don't like to throw the word psychopath out there fucking so casually, but like you get what you're saying. Sometimes I do feel like I'm
psychopathic savant,
bro. Sometimes I do feel like I'm fucking crazy, and I feel like that's a superpower sometimes, but I also feel like, fuck, bro. Sometimes like it's just unfucking necessary, and sometimes I just like I can't control it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I just feel so fucking strongly about shit, and I just like there is no telling me anything, and it's just like I can't understand it, bro. I can't. Sometimes I can't. Something that I deal with still.
You stand up?
Yeah, no, I'm just,
Oh, okay. I think to your, I relate on so many levels. I think part of to what you're saying, I think, is I've understood that my mom was the most prominent figure in my life, and part of that, and she can be very emotional at times. And I think when you're growing up in a household like that, I think you adopt some of it. I think that, and I remember you telling me you had a very close relationship with your mom, and I think that you can kind of adopt a little bit of those traits and adopt like.
Well, to play off that, and not to like take over this conversation, but
Yeah.
just to play off that, like, I grew up in a very anxious household. Both of my parents were very anxious. Both of my parents, if I had to be home, I had the earliest curfew at everybody in high school. If my curfew was 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock as the years got on, and I was home at 12:01, I was getting a phone call, I was getting a text, where the fuck are you, what are you doing? If I'm out and we're moving locations, I would have to let my parents know, and I would have to answer the phone on the first fucking ring, or definitely not miss the call. Like, it was like an anxiety thing. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely adopted that, and I'm trying to like be better about that. And I've also attracted, let's say, women in my life that were kind of like my mother in that sense, where it was like they were also very anxious, and they also adopted those traits that she had. And then, ironically enough, I would attract it, but I would also fucking hate it. You know, and I would just be like, damn, bro, like, and this is another thing I can't understand about myself. Why am I attracting something that I also necessarily want to change, because I'm the same way, but I want to change it, I don't want to be it, so why am I attracting it? You know what I mean? And my father was also just like a very passive-aggressive person, and I feel myself also being passive-aggressive, so yes, it definitely stems from there. I got close with my mother after my parents got divorced, and me and my father were the ones that were really close growing up. And then at 20, 21 years old, they got divorced. I became closer with my mother because I saw the impact of what that did to her and how she changed a little bit. We had a lot of deep conversations, and I slowly but surely started to wean away from my father because we just weren't aligning. But no, I could definitely see that you get a lot of that from your childhood and how you grew up, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I did some like some thinking. I mean, I think one of the things that I'm trying to understand, I guess, is still that I feel like I do have attachment issues. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when I get close to someone, it's really hard for me to like let them go. You know, even if it's like not for me anymore. You know, or if someone just walks out, I take it really bad. You know, and I've always been like that. I used to say that ever since my mom died, I always felt like really, really bad when someone left or there was a breakup and stuff like that. But then it's funny when you brought it up today. Sabrina G, my first like real girlfriend, 6th grade. I remember when she broke up with me in 6th grade. My mom was still alive.
Okay.
I remember I was crying on the bathroom floor, and I had a dentist appointment, and my mom is like, Zach, we gotta go. Zach, we gotta go. And I'm like fucking wiping my tears and shit. And she's like, are you crying? You know, and like it just fucked me up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I thought it was that, but then I remembered that, and it was like I've been that, and I don't know why. You know, I think it's just because like I probably wear my heart on my sleeve a lot, and I really do care. Like when I fuck with you, or I really care about you, or I love you, like I really do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very genuine. You know, like I would like do anything, right? Like in that moment. Now I am also both extremes. Like when I'm like over someone, it's hard for me to look at them the same as I once did. You know, like once I'm done, I am kind of done. There's no like hate or stuff like that. Like I still have love for you. Like I still talk to an ex-girlfriend right now, the one that broke my heart, all the heartbreak stories and stuff like that. Like we are friends now and whatever. Would I get back with her? No, I wouldn't. Even if you know what I'm saying? So it's just like once I'm moved on, I'm moved on. But once I'm like really locked in with someone, it fucks me up. So I think that is just something that I really want to work on, is like just get better with losing people. You know what I'm saying? So don't get so attached. You know, don't put all your eggs into someone because like they could obviously go.
Once the lights are off. once electricity is out.
My most fucking viral clip should is still running right now about me not realizing that me not being able to give up on situations and people for the most part. But when I do, you're gonna wish that you're gonna wish that you did the fucking right job. I mean, it's.
Sorry.
It's just.
Nah, that's hilarious,
Bro, I feel that. I just feel that to my core, bro, and I hate that about myself because I am, bro. When I give a fuck about you, I am your number one fucking. I'm number one, bro. Like you're gonna call me because you know that I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna do whatever I can. I'm gonna drop whatever the fuck I'm doing. I'm gonna do it for you, bro. And like when bro, I'll never forget it. I swear to God. This I'll never forget this. I never thought I was gonna get over my first ex, bro. You guys didn't know me. My friends were so fucking over me. They were like, dude, shut the fuck up already, bro. You know? And I'll never forget. There was a Thanksgiving Eve. It had to be 2016. Because remember when I told you that story? I got arrested at the airport. That was April 2016. So we like officially broke up like kind of like right after that. And it's Thanksgiving Eve, and I'm out with my boys, local, Bay Ridge somewhere, and she calls me, right? And we were like kind of like back and forth a little bit. You know how it goes when you break up and you still fucking kind of just like keep each other around. And I remember she calls me wasted, right? And I'm like, all right, well, I can't understand what you're saying. Like, where are you? Want me to come pick you up? Whatever. And then I was like kind of over it at this point, but not fully yet. But this night made me fully over it. She's like, nah, there's a limo. I'm just going to get in this limo. And she hangs up on me. And she gets in the limo, wasted, sits in the corner. And the guys that are in this limo, like, call me from her phone and be like, yo, listen, she's good. Like, thank God they weren't like dickheads. You know what I'm saying? She's good. We're actually on our way to Brooklyn. We're going to Coney Island Avenue. We're going to this gas station. Like, meet us there in a half hour. You could get her. It's all good. Yada, yada. And I remember I went there. I left my people. I went to go pick her up. She got in the car. He gets out of the limo. I'm like, yo, thank you. He goes, good luck. I'm like, brother, she ain't mine. You know? And I just remember being so over it just in that moment, just like that. Just that fucking switch, bro. I didn't wake up with that switch that day. But this shit, I was just I'm like, fuck, bro. I just left people that love me to go and fucking deal with this. I was over it, bro. I was over it. And you can't manufacture that feeling. You can't pretend to be over something that you're just not over. Yeah. But eventually, bro, I just got over that shit. Right in that fucking moment. And it's hard to chase. You can't even chase that moment. It has to just happen. You have to do the work. And I was really young, so it was like a little bit of a different version of myself. But I always reference back to that because it makes me feel better knowing that, like, even how I feel right now about, like, certain people, I might be over it, I might not be over it, but I know that one day some shit is going to happen where I'm just like, so you.
Do you think it's because, like, I don't want to generalize, but do you think that it's because that men love unconditionally and there's no barriers? There's no, like, you could be doing wrong or you could be doing something that is just, like, not right, but we're still going to be there for you. We're still going to ride for you. Or do you think that is a person-to-person thing? Or do you think
I mean, if I love unconditional. If I say that I love you, like, and I love unconditional, but men don't necessarily always get that unconditional love back, right? Not from a lot of people. There's two handfuls of people that probably love me unconditional.
I think men are the only people that don't get loved unconditionally. The only thing. Dogs get loved unconditionally, kids get loved unconditionally, and women get loved unconditionally. The man usually is loved of what he can do for you.
100%.
But like what we spoke about on the pod earlier, like that's the man's duty. I think there's a reason. I think it was designed like that for a reason.
Yes.
That animals, children, women, everyone loves them. They're all unconditionally loved. But the man has to be like the anchor of that. You know what I'm saying?
Your manhood gets tested when you love somebody unconditional and there's nothing that you could do about it and they don't love you unconditional back. They might love you, but with conditions.
How do you get to that point where you understand that you're going to be loved under conditions?
Actions. Their actions. You got to be able to read the room. You got to be able to.
But how do you become radically accepted by that?
Know that you're a man.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you got to go out and and be who you, I mean, that's who we all want to be anyway. We want to be the providers and the protectors anyway. So if somebody's going to love me with conditions, it's never in my head to think like, oh, damn, well, I'm never going to be a provider or a protector. You know what I'm saying? So like, you want to love me with those conditions. Honestly, it might make me want to be that even more because I love you unconditionally. So like, I love you no matter what, which is also a very toxic thing, you know, toxic thought, depending on who you love and who the person is. But yeah, bro, at the end of the day, just because the woman in your life loves you with conditions, which also, if the woman in your life loves you with conditions, she's probably not the one, right? Let's keep it a buck. Like, I'm not going to marry someone that loves me with conditions because anything can happen. I've been on top of the world, and I've seen that shit fall down within a couple months. And, like, you don't want to be with somebody that, like, long time, family, marriage, that loves you with conditions. So you got to find the one that loves you unconditionally, but that you also love unconditional. And that shit is just, like, so super rare. Super, super rare. But just because somebody loves me with conditions doesn't mean that I'm going to get down on myself, that I'm going to like completely throw away those conditions. If anything, it makes me want to check off all those conditions regardless. And whether like you're the one that's going to be next to me or not, that's not even the thought. The thought is that I want to check off those conditions and then let's see what happens because I want to do them anyway. So if you doubting me is my number one fucking fuel. It's hard, bro. It's hard.
What I think with women, I think women's only condition, I think women have one condition to unconditionally love you. Mm-hmm. And it's like so simple. And it's just stability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, the reason why we say that women love a financially secure man is because, bro, it's like financial stability. What women really want, bro, is like emotional stability. Mm-hmm. That's number one. But it's like, do you make your woman feel safe? That's why it's hard as a man to be with a woman if you can't provide for her, because it adds to her safety. You know, when something hits the fan, do you have the resources to keep your woman safe? But really, women crave just stability, you know, emotional stability, first and foremost. Can I trust you? Can I trust you more than the past 5 guys that, bro, guys are like dogs now, you know? Bro, women are so scratched and clawed up, and that's why they show signs. Like, you have to be able to, like almost like domesticate your woman, bro. She's like this wild animal out there because she's been so scarred, and it's like a dog, bro. Like, you ever get a dog from a shelter, bro? They have things about them, bro. I feel like now, men, we have things about that as well, but our job is to be stable as well. So we're not even really allowed to show the scars that we have, but that's fine because that's called being a man. If I can't be stable for me, I can never be stable for you. But it's like the thing is with women is like, bro, I don't think, like, we don't have to complain that women want financial security. It's not that they want it's not the finances, is that they want a man that makes them feel safe. Mm-hmm. That's most important. So really, I think women have one condition, and it's just stability. And if you can do that, your women will unconditionally love you. Because it's a woman's, the same way men, we're supposed to provide. It's a woman, not we're supposed to. Men, we have a our nature. Men's nature is provision. Women's nature is love and support. Women are made to support men, you know? So it's like and you think about that. It's like there's steps to it. You provide stability for your girl, and then she will support and love the shit out of you. And because she supports and loves the shit out of you, you will continue to provide even more stability for your girl. And that's the benefit of having a teammate, bro. Having a team, common goals. I used to think, bro, that a relationship was like, here I am, here you are, here's our relationship, separate entities. Bro, the two are made one. Flesh, bro. Flesh. We're made into one thing. We have one goal. We make decisions together. I want a relationship where there isn't a decision in the household that we don't make together. That's an important decision. I want to know that if I'm with my woman and I am a podcast host and podcasts don't make that much money, if my girlfriend's a lawyer, hey, can you hold down some of the finances right now? Okay? Bet on me. We have this common goal. I will give you 17 houses in 3 years. Can we have a shared vision? You know? So I started off with one clip on unconditional love, and then I went into like this like shared vision, but which kind of contradicted the first thing, as I said I want my woman to take care of me. But like it's the whole point of all of that was just to say that like even if you can't financially provide for your woman right now, you have to understand you'll have to someday. You'll have to someday. It's not a woman's job to be out there hustling, scratching, clawing. My girl said to me the other day, she's like, I'm so proud of myself. I was in the office and I stood up for myself. I yelled at this guy. I was like, I don't find that attractive that you yelled at some guy at your office. And then I was mad at myself for putting her in a position to even work in an office. She works in an office because I can't provide for her. It's not my woman's job. It's not her nature to work in that office. We have to provide. But I'm just saying if you're on a team and your woman understands that you as a man have a dream and you guys have a common goal, then you guys can both help each other, you know? So I said a few different things there, but
Yeah. I agree with you with the common goal and like the vision thing. You know, I always say that. Like, bro, like I think that's the only way a relationship will ever work is if your girl really believes in you. And that's the only type of relationship I want to be in, because I don't want to find my girl when I make it, because I don't know why if she's there for the right reasons. Like I love the idea of building with someone and her believing in me when I didn't have it all figured out yet, because now I know she's there because of me, not because of what I have. And I think that's really important. You know, I think that's why we see a lot of celebrity fucking relationships end really bad, and there's jumping around to this celebrity, to this celebrity, to that celebrity, because bro, it's all what can you do for me right now?
yeah.
Imagine having a girl by your side when you really can't do anything for her. You can just give her your love, you can give her your time, you can listen to her, you can try to help her as best as you can. But if you can't give her stability and then she still stays, I mean, that's the type of girl you want to end up with, you know? And I think those are the cool stories. Like when you meet the old guy at the bar.
Yeah, bro.
And he tells you like, yeah, I met her when I fucking had nothing, and you know, or the Alex, Hermosi and Layla, like that story. Nick Barada fucking telling us when he's driving the Jeep, his door would fucking open when he would bust the left turn, and his girl would hold on to the door so it didn't swing open when he would pull into the high school. You know, like I think those are cool, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
Especially when you make it, because then you know that she was the one.
That's what's opened up my eyes in my current situation right now. Yeah. I met her when I met her when the one that I thought that I loved didn't love me unconditionally, didn't believe in my shit, and then I met this person that had no reason to ever believe in me at all and believed in me like she knew me my entire life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's part of what I asked you in the when we were just out to eat. Like, do you think that a man's success is? Do you think that a man can be successful without a strong woman by his side?
Yes, but there's levels to success, and I think that.
Well, base it off of your definition of success.
No, you need her.
Yeah.
You need her because my definition of success, in a way, is strong household. I'm the king of the world. You're the queen of the house. I come home. I answer to you. You take care of the kids. Maybe you have a business that you run also. I'm successful. We have houses on both coasts. We have businesses on both coasts.
Wait, bro, I love that. I'm the king of the world. You're the queen of the house. I answer to you in our home.
Yes.
This is your house. I fuck
Nah,
with
this
that.
is our house, but
Yeah, I know.
I listen to you. It has to be that way, bro.
Have you guys ever messed up a relationship, or has a relationship ever fell apart where the woman or girl did believe in you? Or do you think that that's just do you think that that's a relationship that you weren't supposed to be in? Like, she did support you. She did, all these things that we're talking about. She was there for you. She did support you. She did love you, but it felt
Yeah, bro. Look back. We said this shit on the podcast. If you fucked up a relationship where a girl believed in you, I think that's one of the only times in life you should look back, spin the block, see what's there, see if you can make it work. Cause that, bro, and I'll say this from experience, just because I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've been dating a girl over the past month that doesn't believe in me. She probably doesn't even know me well enough to believe in me. But like, bro, one of the worst feelings in the world is when something happens to you and you bring that home to your girl, whereas the girl that believed in you would normally get excited, and you go, "Yo, baby, I did this thing," and she goes, "Oh, cool," goes to her phone, and you think about how the girl that believed in you, that you screwed over, would have been like, "Oh my God, I'm making a cake." Like, that's what we value. Mm-hmm. That's what I want more than anything in the world, bro. So I would say like my advice: you have a girl that believes in you, you screwed up, spin the block, give it a try, try it, but really try it. I am the worst in the world at like. Too hard, leave. Because I'm a loser. I'm a fucking loser, bro. Like, I talk a big game, this thing, that thing. You asked me before, what do I struggle with? Bro, I get stuck. Bro. Could be the color orange. Orange. What the fuck is that, bro? I'm afraid of conflict. Here I am in the gym.
Nah, I can relate with that.
Bro,
Definitely relate with that.
Bro, I'm afraid of getting an 80-pound woman upset. I have a million things about me that's just like, I'm like, oh my God, like what is this? Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
But I say all of that to say, like, don't mess. You will regret it so much if there was truly a girl that loved you and you messed up, and now that we're older, you check back in a few years and you're still single and they're married and you go, fuck. Or you won't. Maybe everything happens for a reason, but I'm just saying, like, at least like for the clip's sake, but not even just that though. Like,
I get it.
But I also think like if that does happen and you were meant to be, I'm a firm believer, and I've heard so many stories of it. Like, yeah, we left each other when we were 25. We didn't speak for 15 years. We wound up somehow running into each other at 40 years old, both divorced with 2 kids, and it came back. Like, I just always think that if something is meant to be, it'll spin the block on its own at some point. Facts. I don't know like how or when or why or whatever the fuck. Yeah. And if it doesn't spin the block, this goes for both genders. This goes for male and female. Like, that it just wasn't meant to be. Yeah. You can't just keep forcing shit that's not supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think I ever really had a girl that like truly believed in me.
Well, what does that look like? Like, what does belief in you truly look like? Because like after sitting about thinking, I'm probably gonna cut the shit out, but if we're going off the definition of like believing in you and supporting you, then my previous partner like helped me create my new logo. She wrote it out for me. I gave her the idea and she wrote it. Like, is that what that looks like? Like, what does support like really look like?
No, and then I also wanna say I don't want to say never, because in high school, but like now we're talking high school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right, so it's like, I mean, she definitely was like ride or die for me for like basketball, like my number one fan. You know what I'm saying? Like really like every game from like screaming, yelling, like really like. So I did have that aspect of, I guess, feeling that, but I'm young, bro. I'm 17, 18 years old. In my 3 grown relationships, I think the one girl, like, truly loved the shit out of me. I think she loved me more than I loved her. And I think that she wanted to spend the rest of her life with me. And that's why it was so hard for me to break up with her. Like, hurting her hurt me. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I don't know what she really believed in me, you know, I don't, I don't know if I have the exact answer of what does belief look like, but I think it's something like that, like what Jake was saying, you know, like just a girl that's like happy for you. Like I really would want a girl to be like more happy for me than I am for myself when I tell you I did something. You know what I'm saying? Like that shows that she loves you. Like little things. It doesn't always have to be belief. It's more just like the support. Like where she doesn't have to ask you what she needs. She knows what you need. Right? Like
Facts.
like I shouldn't have to ask you to be a certain type of person for me, right? Like if we work and we're meant to be together, you already know. You know what I need. You know the type of love I need in this moment. You know what type of mood I am. You know if I need my space, right? Like to me, like the belief, the right girl treats you like that.
Yep.
And I haven't found that yet. I haven't been with a girl that does that for me. Hasn't checked those boxes yet. I always felt like I had to be someone else. I always felt like I had to change who I am to fit the needs of them based off of, well, when I did this, she was happy. And when I did this, she wasn't that happy. But when I did that thing, that was more me. And now the thing that makes her more happy and it's more comfortable, the relationship is better when I'm not even being myself. And that's someone that doesn't believe in me.
Facts.
Because if I believe in myself, right, and someone believes in me, that's giving me confidence to be who I actually am. And I've chased that for so long, to be with someone that I can truly be me. I can be exactly who I am, and I don't have to think twice about what I say, what I do, what we fucking go to eat, what type of car I drive. I don't have to second guess anything. I've never had that shit.
This conversation is making me spiral.
It is. Bro, a girl that believes in you, bro. I was with this British girl, bro. Fucking, bro. She be...
You've been with a lot of girls. To be honest.
Bro, I took her to Christmas, bro. Bro, I don't even know when people ask me what I do, I don't even know how to say it, bro, because I'm just so used to being demoralized. Like you said it before to him, like why don't you just say you have a clothing brand with more confidence? You know, it's like, bro, there's a certain time, like you do it enough and you get demoralized so much, like at a certain point you start walking around like, oh, I have a clothing brand. Like it's just like kind of what you do. You don't even want to talk about it. Bro, this girl, bro, walked around to like if there was a member in my family that like, yo, she pitched it, bro. She could have got $1 billion out of my family, bro. She could have got it. She sold it. She could have got everyone's life savings to go support me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if there was someone in my family that didn't believe in like the social media, she would tell them to go fuck off. Like, that's a girl that believes in you, you know? Like, that is, and I'm not.
Why do we run from that? Isn't that so weird? Like I feel like as men, it's like when the right girl is there and she is doing the thing for you, right? She is that. Like I could even put myself back in the high school situation. I didn't really want to be with her. It was like too much. It felt too easy. I felt like I didn't have to work for it, right? So I just like I'm almost contradicting like I want that, right? But then sometimes like when you do have that thing, it's like the game's over. You lost the chase. Like, and then, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we walk away from those things. But then you get into something that doesn't do that. And now you miss that old thing. Like you're not happy for what you have until it's gone, or for what you had until it's gone. But we do that as men, bro. You know, it's so fucking weird.
Women do that shit too.
You also, because here's the thing. You also, I still do, and I'm gonna hold myself to it to this day. I still believe that like you still need like there's a level just of connection. Connection is so important. So if a girl believes in us, but we're not that connected to them,
Okay.
then
it
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So is that what you're saying with so and so? What you're saying
with Mrs.
Okay,
London.
but that's what I'm saying.
You're
Yeah.
just gonna have to connect.
I thought she was amazing,
Yeah.
but the connection wasn't
missing.
there.
No, there's just something there. But you
Yeah.
know what's really the worst? When you know that you have a connection with somebody and they believe in you, or you believe in them, and they like run away from it because there's a connection.
Ooh.
Like you never had somebody like that before in your life. I've been on the other side of that. I've never ran away from a connection. I've actually always ran towards a connection. But like I've been in situations before where it's like I wholeheartedly believe in you. I unconditionally love you. I'll do anything for you. I know that you don't have to chase me. You don't have to fucking go and find me. I'm right here in front of you. I know that we connect. We're best friends. We can talk about anything. It's great. And they like run away from it because they're scared. And that's like the tip top worst fucking
situation that you could be in because there's nothing that you could do. You're doing everything. The only thing that you can do is take a step back. And that's the hardest thing to do in the world when you're just like, damn, I got to step back from something that feels so organic, that feels so genuine, that connection is there, something that I crave, that I want, and I know that the other person also craves and wants it too, but at the same time self-sabotages it because of that past trauma or whatever the fuck, and they're just like scared of something that's so good because anything that's been so good has always just ended. And it doesn't always have to be like that. You can't have that pessimistic mindset. So if there is somebody in your life that is giving you what you want and you feel the connection and you're scared because anytime you've ever felt that before, it's fallen apart, take a step back and look at the situation as a whole and see, is that connection real? Is it not real? And just like kind of go from there. It's hard, bro. It's not easy.
Yeah. I don't know. This connection is making me spiral. You guys know.
Why are you spiraling?
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know. It's,
We're in it right now.
we are in it.
You're not cutting shit.
Yeah.
Fuck the
the
thought.
maker.
The thought of
No, I'm kidding.
help. Whatever. Sorry.
Okay, espresso martinis.
Fuck.
Espresso martinis.
I don't know. There's just a lot of thoughts that come to mind.
Like what? Give me some. It's a cave in there, huh?
Ooh, man,
Yeah.
it's like you ever seen that SpongeBob episode where all the fucking papers are flying around in the brain? Yeah, that's what it's like. I stay in places when I know the other person's lights are out.
Ugh. Yeah, I feel you, brother.
Yeah, I'll just go to sleep. The lights are out.
I stay, you know. And I don't know, like all the things that you guys are talking about, like, and seeing, well, if that's what love and support looks like, then I've had that. But I wasn't the person that decided to leave the house. I was in the house and gave the key to me and ended up going.
Well, if they ended it, then they didn't believe in you.
That's what you think?
Of course. No girl is going to leave you if she actually believes in you. If she actually sees a future with you and there's like a real connection there, she's not going to leave.
Unless you're a narcissistic, abusive asshole or something like that. But like,
Yeah, and then she's there for the wrong reasons. She's there because she's scared.
Yeah.
No girl is going to stay gone away from you if she actually believes in you. But she might leave just because she had a fucking hiccup in her life or some shit. You never know.
Yeah, but like,
Gotta let
bro,
some
that's why I
time go
always
by.
say that thing, bro, and I truthfully believe that, bro.
Like nobody would leave you if they
Yeah,
couldn't
because
value
like
you.
he said, like Jake said earlier, like when you have that person, right, and you don't spin the block, right, you don't go back, and now they're married, you can't get her back. So it's like if that girl leaves you, bro, you could find your wife the next day, and she will never have the opportunity to have you back. But she put herself in that position. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if that girl truly fucking loved you and believed in you, I don't think she would. Because I'm not saying she leaves for one day. Most times, like breakups, like real breakups, there is time involved. But that means she was okay. Because she put herself in that position. Like, yo, I might never be able to get this guy back.
Well, yeah, bro.
And she seemed okay with that,
So do you
right?
do you think that the person that leaves do you think that the person that leaves and the other person, do you think that the person that leaves,
they have to reach back out to you.
that's what you believe?
They have to.
100%.
Yeah, they have to.
They absolutely have to.
I've always been that other person though. Like I told you, like I stay when the lights are out, and then they leave, but then I end up reaching out. That's been the thing for me.
Yeah.
That's the worst fucking. It's the worst. I mean, we've all done it.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
It's the worst place to do. It's the worst place to be.
You got to let them come back if they even are. If they're gonna come back, they're gonna come back. I know that's like redundant, but like if they're gonna come back, they are. So there's no sense you can't. You know what I find with people like that, bro? People like that, women that leave. A lot of them want you to chase them They don't want to be caught, but they just want to turn around and make sure you're still chasing. And the moment that you stop chasing is the moment that they stop, turn around and think, okay, do I need to walk back? Because now I feel some type of way that he's not chasing me anymore. Or do I need to keep on going forward? And that's the line in the sand that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, bro, you just gotta be a fucking gangster, bro. I think, bro, I think you pack your fucking bags tomorrow, bro, and go to Barcelona and become a maid. No, we said that shit. No, it was last night's podcast. It was on.
Oh,
Nah,
man,
bro,
but I
I
do get what you're saying.
No, we said that on last night's podcast.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
Because, yo, I'll tell you this much. They come back 10 out of 10 times. They come back, bro, as long as you do your part and be a man and get haircuts, get muscles, go to the gym,
Do your thing and
find
better
fucking
yourself.
God. You know what I'm saying? Walk old ladies across the street, get money. Bro,
Yeah.
they come
Nah,
back,
they'll be
brother.
back. Yeah, they'll be back.
They come back.
Bro, you never want to be that guy.
Yeah, I've been that guy.
Like, how shitty do you feel when a girl breaks up with you and you're sitting there in your bed and you're fucking typing out the perfect message and then you're deleting it and then you're contemplating, should I send it? And then you put your phone down for 2 hours because you're like, I'm not going to send it. And then you grab your phone and then you're like, fuck. And then you send it and then she like leaves you on red or doesn't even answer or hits you with a one word. Bro, if you got to beg someone to be with you and plead and simp, is that the person you actually want to fucking be with?
No.
If you have to fucking beg someone to stay in your life, why would you give someone that? Why would you give that person your energy? Why would you give them that much of you? Especially as a man, to be that vulnerable, that weak, that this girl leaves you and you're gonna beg for her back when you did nothing to make her walk away.
You probably just miss having a teammate, bro. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes your teammates can be men. You know what I'm
Brotherhood,
saying?
bro. Brotherhood.
Brotherhood is very
Brotherhood is
bro.
important, bro. It's more. Sorry, it's more important sometimes than like it's more. Brotherhood is more important at certain points in your life than a woman could ever be for you. I truly believe that. I believe like every chapter of a man's life, he needs to be with his fucking brothers that push him. There's healthy competition. They lift each other up. They're there for each other when they need someone to talk to. That is a very pivotal point in a man's life, I think, when he has like-minded, strong individuals and they have a brotherhood that is unbreakable. Like, that is something that you will look back when you're 60, 70, 80 years old and you still have that core group of friends. Like, there's nothing like that bond between, like, one of your best guy friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So search for that, bro.
I've been searching. I have that somewhat. You know, a lot of my friends are like either they're back in the town that I grew up in, or you know they're doing their own thing. So I don't really have.
Well, bro, it's on the fucking table for you. It's cat's out the bag. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows, like, it's there. I mean, your fucking brotherhood's right here.
Yeah, bro. I mean, listen.
Oh, listen, I say, yeah. I mean,
No.
No,
I'm just piggybacking on that. The Spider-Man meme.
yeah.
I was just saying, I'm just saying, hey, man, we know where you're at. You know where I'm at. We all know where we're all at. We want to do this podcast shit. I'm in California. He's moving out. He's going to be coming out once a month. You guys had a conversation. I know that you're at school right now. Bro, Journey Podcast is fucking to the moon right now. Like, it's really on some shit. Like, you know that. And fucking, that's why we're here. That's why you spent $250 fucking dollars, you know? So, like, we need help, bro. Yeah. I think, bro, you tonight did show a side of you that I've never seen.
Oh, what is that?
I was impressed. Not saying I wasn't impressed before. Actually, yeah, I was not that impressed before, bro. You've been nervous in the past. You know, like, it seemed like there were certain times you didn't come correct. But, bro, like, I'm proud of you tonight.
Thanks, bro.
Nah, you stood your ground. That's why, bro, like, he, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I stood up for a second just on some, like, nah, I see what he's saying, you know? Because, like, bro, like, you're an alpha, I'm an alpha, you're an alpha. And, bro, like, I like that you, like, you're digging. You were digging tonight. I thought your questions were great, and I think that you can do this shit. But I think you need fucking help, bro. Like right now, bro, you need some boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
What did I tell you on that last episode that me and you did? Is that you can't chase the butterflies, you're gonna fly away. You got to build a beautiful garden and let them come to you.
Yeah.
Shit is not. That shit is a fact.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, on that deep topic note, and it's
Give us
everything.
a last one, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think this is a good question.
Yeah, one
I
more.
think this is a good question to end on.
Cool.
Who are you guys when nobody else is around?
I think
Like when it's just you, to give you context. When it's just you, who are you?
I think it's I think there was like something instilled in like the quote that I always played like in my mind with basketball was like what you do when no one's in the gym is what you're going to be proud of when the fucking stadium's packed, you know? So I was always that person that like that's where you find out I think who you really are is when no one's watching. You know? Like there's no judgment. There's nothing. There's no outside noise to alter your decision making, your thoughts, right? Like when you are by yourself. So I think that's where you find out who you really are. Who I am when that's why I try to do my best when I am by myself. It's easy to be good around other people, to be outgoing, to be respectful, right? But a lot of people, we don't respect ourselves when we're by ourselves. We do things that harm us, right? We have bad fucking vices that we search for, because when we are by ourselves, we're in our own mind. I am in my own mind most of the time. It's just it's a lot of chaos, right? So then I try to shut myself off by going to vices, fucking nicotine or drinking here, right? Like to try to escape the reality sometimes, or just shut the fucking lights off sometimes. So I think that's who I am. I think there's a version of me that's the fucking best. I'm like the most dialed in, the most locked in when I'm alone because I have no fucking distraction. And then I think there's also the fucking worst version of me where I'm like, this is like a judgment-free zone. I can do whatever I want. No one's watching, right? Nobody's going to know about this. But I know about it. And my judgment on myself is far worse than the judgment of anyone else. Yep. So I think I'm still trying to get rid of that temptation, right? Those poor decisions that I make late at night when I am by myself, certain things like that. And that stems from contentness, right? And not constantly searching. So I think that's where I'm at, where it's I'm 65% good, probably 35% bad. 70% good, 30% bad, right? I need to get it higher because we're not going to be perfect when we're alone, but I need 85, 90, I need to cut my room for error because I can't afford that right now.
Who am I when? I mean, I spend a lot of time alone, if not the majority of my time is spent alone, and it's not an easy question to answer because I do spend so much time alone. But the way that I take the question is just what do you do when you? Because I work alone, I go to the warehouse alone, I go to the gym alone, I do all those things. But the way I take the question is what do you do when you're home alone and just hanging out or whatever the case may be? And for me, I'm just a very in my head, anxious kind of guy, But that's also when my world kind of slows down. So I really love my alone time. I really love coming home from a long day of also being alone, right? But I love coming home from a long day, sitting on my couch, smoking a joint, putting on my favorite TV show that I got to catch up on so that I could disconnect. So when I'm alone, I disconnect. And it's very important for me and my mental.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I'm when I'm alone now, I just pray a lot. Because, bro, I'm like, I think that this is going to sound, I got to do it again. I believe in this book, bro. Like, I just think that we as human beings are broken. It doesn't make any sense. Why do we have to drown anything out? What's happening to us? You know, like, why do we have to do anything? Like, what are we? Think about bro, you said you have to, like, run away. You just said you have to, like, run away. I want to run away. I can't go anywhere, bro. So now what I do instead is, bro, I pray. Like, I'm like, I, like, realize that, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't even know why I'm so worried about everything all the time. It's like my natural state is worry. That's where I live. You know? You know how exhausting that is? You know how tired I am of having to put Netflix on to escape, or drink, or, you know, have nicotine to escape? What are we escaping, bro? It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Your heart's beating. It's a blessing. So now, bro, I'm trying to correct myself for good. So I pray, bro. I need help. I need help, bro. Actually, the answer is I'm rarely alone now. I'm praying. I'm with God, bro. You're always with God. That's the goal, I think, is to create, you know, some type of relationship in your life where it's like there's this newfound purpose behind, okay, you're alone now. Well, like, it's like, for me, like, ask yourself, like, what would Jesus Christ do if he were me? Think about that. Jesus Christ, like, he's easily the most influential person of all time. Rose from the dead, 1,500 eyewitnesses. It's 2024 AD, after death of Jesus Christ. He's easily the most influential person of all time. What would Jesus Christ do if he were me? So that's how I try to live my life now. Like, bro, like, would Jesus Christ, you know, sack up on these Doritos and hit that show right now? I don't know.
I think he might enjoy a Dorito or two at some point.
He might enjoy a Dorito.
No, but I do. I mean,
But I do get that.
I've talked about that, like, with my mom.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, for you, like, Jesus is always watching you.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's always been, like, my mom. So, like, it's fucked with me because, like, I'm like, damn, like, she's like, she could see me do this right now. Like, would this make my mom proud? You know. And then with the most fucked up feeling is, like, I'll do something that I know wouldn't make my mom proud. And then after I get that little hit of dopamine, now I have to sit there and be like, I knew my mom would not look at her son proudly. And then I still did the thing. Like, how disrespectful is that? You know? So that's something that I struggle with sometimes, where I know I'm not going to be perfect, but I know I can be better. And especially if I have someone like that that's, like, watching me all the time as my guardian angel. I mean, we see fucking 357 for the last fucking 15 years.
Right.
You know, what other signs do I need to know that, like, there's a higher power also guiding me outside of God? So I need to, like, be better at those decisions. And, like, when I know something isn't good for me, have the discipline to say no. You know?
Facts.
This was a good one.
Yeah. You guys want to do one more? One more just came in.
Sure.
Yeah. What do you guys wish that more people understood about you?
Well, I just went, so go the other way.
What do I wish that more people understood about me?
Yeah. I feel like you guys are misunderstood, but, like,
I'm fucking out of my mind. That's what I wish. I wish more people understood that I was fucking crazy, bro. You know?
Why do you say you're crazy? What does that mean?
I just feel like I just, like, look.
You think you're fucking actually fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
what
I
does
don't
that
think that I need to be fucking.
Sedated?
No.
I'll sedate you, bro.
No.
Rub up on you.
But I do think that. I don't know, bro. I feel like I have such a unique perspective on things. And that's, like, alienated me in a way. Because I've always felt, in a way, alone in my opinions and how I see the world. And I also think that that's a superpower. Because I see everything in, like, I just see so deeply and feel so deeply. And I feel like I am also super misunderstood in the way and have been my entire life because of my, and this could be an insecurity, but just like because of my size and what I look like and how I sound, that I've always felt the need to dumb myself down a little bit because I always felt like I'm already like too much, so that I always wanted to just like be the quiet one in a way because I already stood out so much. And I think that the first impression of me is obviously loud, abrasive, and really once you get to know me, you know that like I'm not like that at all, really. And I wish that more people just kind of knew that off the rip instead of like having to experience it in a way. You know, I remember one time when I was a kid, my mother told me this way later because I was young, but must have been like second or third grade. And there was this immigrant family that enrolled their kid in the elementary school that I was in. And I became friends with the son. He was a smaller kid, and I was obviously bigger. Like I was playing 2 grades above in elementary school sports-wise because I was just so much bigger than everybody else, you know? And I remember the mother came up to my mother one day and was like, I just wanted to apologize. And my mother was like, apologize for what? And she was like, I judged your son off the rip. I thought he was a bully just because of his size, but my son came home and said that they're like best friends, and he's just like the nicest kid in the world. I just wanted to apologize to you for like judging your son. And my mother told me that like so much later. And it just like always stuck with me because it made me feel like, I wonder what everybody's first impression of me is. Because like the tattoos and stuff, like obviously I did that. That's my decision, you know? That's also like the way that I tell my story. And I also know that that's just an abrasive perspective. Like people could look at it and just think it's abrasive and like the tough guy. And like I was also a fighter. And I also felt like being a fighter was also a mask for me because I felt like I had to be the tough guy because of my size and what people kind of looked at me like. But I was just never like that. And I just wish people knew who I was off the rip instead of just like having to experience it.
Yeah, bro. I just wish people like knew I was a good guy. I just fall short. I think I'm a great guy, bro. Like I really genuinely believe I got like a beautiful heart, bro. I think I have a heart of Mother Teresa, bro. Like I just think I fall short a lot, and I think that like I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry, bro. Like I really am. Like I thought about that today. I was like, bro, again, like this book changed my life, bro, because I'm like, bro, I'm a sinner, bro. I'm a wretched sinner. I believe that about myself. I believe left to my own devices, I would destroy the world. Like without Jesus Christ, bro, like I like there's a passage in here about this guy named Paul. Paul wrote half of the New Testament. That's such a big deal to be given that responsibility. He's so important. He said, think of me as, I think of myself as lower than the worst of the apostles. So Judas fucking betrayed Jesus Christ. He thinks of himself worse than Judas, the person that betrayed Jesus Christ. So I say all that to say that there's like this lesson in humility that, because Paul, before he found Christ, he would kill Christians. That's like what Paul did. Without Jesus Christ in his life, he killed Christians. I've seen so many testimonies of different Christian people, bro, that were bad people, bro. That like it's like there's like this Eckhart Tolle quality about them, bro. Talk about like a Buddhist monk, bro. You ever seen like a bad person that became a Christian? The light that emanates from them, bro. Bro, it changed my life. So I want people to know that like deep down, I have a great heart. I fall short a lot, and I'm sorry. And I mean that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I always had like this bit of misunderstanding in the basketball world, right? It started young. I was usually the only white guy playing basketball, right? And I always felt the need to prove myself. I always felt like either, the white kids thought, like I was trying to be something I'm not, right? Because I had tattoos and I played basketball and I had a lot of black friends, right? And then when I was in a black environment, right? Now it's like, oh, look at this white boy trying to be like us, right? But this was just my own, I guess, mind from the energy that I got from most situations, right? So I always felt the need, like my fucking dream tattoo was the wolf wearing a sheep's head. Because I just felt like you look one way, it looks like a sheep, but underneath, like it's like a wolf, right? And I just felt like that correlated with me, right? Because especially on the basketball court, right? I'm trying to be something that most people wouldn't think I am, especially being a guy that like plays flashy, can dunk, can do things that most white guys don't, like they don't play that style, right? So it was always this weird thing of like, I'm always trying to be understood and I would do everything to prove it to you that like, this is who I actually am. Like throw your judgment of me out the window, right? But now, bro, I'm just like, I'm not trying, like, why are we trying to be understood by other people? It's like they either get you or they don't. I'm not trying to change something to like be more understood. You know, why do I even have to think about what makes you understand me? If you don't get me, bro, fuck you. You know, like this is who I am. If I'm being who I am. And that's where I'm at now. Like I'm genuinely being me I've been being me. So if you don't understand me, that's your problem, you know, because I'm not giving you something that's not me.
Yeah.
So I don't have to second guess if someone doesn't understand me, you know, because it's pointless, bro. I did that for so long. I chased that shit, you know. It was like always like a weird thing, but it was always cool as well at times, right? It was cool because I knew that I could prove it. It's not like I was going out there getting judged, but like I knew I couldn't like hang with these guys. It was like, no, like I'm gonna show you like I belong here just like anyone else, you know? And then it was always a respect. I always earned the respect. There was not many places I could go on the basketball court at the highest of levels. I'm not saying I could fucking play in the NBA, but where you saw me play, there was a level of respect, right? So I always felt I was misunderstood there. And me chasing being understood, so stupid, you know? Who gives a fuck what they think of me? You know, it doesn't matter. So I'm done trying to be understood, bro. I like being misunderstood. Being misunderstood is cool. I think that's the coolest shit when you can be like mysterious. That's why for the most part, in most settings, I'm pretty reserved. You know what I'm saying? Like I like being the one that just observes, right? Being kind of like mysterious, being kind of misunderstood, where people, if someone really wants to get to know you, they have to come to you. I don't want to be the first person to speak in situations. I don't want to be the loudest person in the room, right? Because like I feel like that's a sign of an insecurity when you have to make yourself known. This is what I do. This is who I am. Be the person that draws people to you. What did Gary Vee tell us? Oh, Gary Vee's guy tell us about Gary Vee. He said Kevin Durant's team, all there, right, with Gary, and everyone, Gary, right, or everyone's going up to him, right? There was someone on Kevin Durant's team that wasn't saying a word. He said Gary went up to that guy. He goes, because everyone else asked for a picture. Hey, you know this guy, you doing this. He's like, that guy that's fucking quiet over there? Kevin Durant probably listens to him. Probably values his opinion because he doesn't give a fuck about everything else, you know? So that guy, he seems misunderstood. The normal thing to do in that situation is attack Gary Vee, ask him for a picture, fucking see what you can get from Gary Vee, see if you can get him on your pot, right? Gary's attracted to the guy that's like kind of mysterious, kind of misunderstood over there. Why is he not coming up to me? So I think being different attracts shit to you, you know? Instead of trying to be understood. If I know you already, what else is there to get? If I already understand everything about you.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us, Pop. Appreciate it. That was great.
Yeah, this was good.
Cut.